Jai Hind all of you. I am Dhanya, your maths teacher. Welcome back to the online class, Class 5, Mathematics. Chapter 12, Smart Chart. In the previous class, we will discuss the data representation using tally chart.
Data representation is the method of representing information in terms of pictures, symbols, graphs, or numbers. The information that we collect is called data. We can reach certain conclusions on studying the data. There are different methods of data representation. One of them
Pictograph that you have to learn in class 3 and 4. In this year, we have to learn tally chart on the first. And then
bar graphs may be horizontal or vertical.
today's topic is bar graph. Bar graph is one of a data representation. This representation, we have to draw the graph on a special type of paper, that is graph paper. You have to see this paper. Yes, this is the graph paper. Bar graph we can draw in this special type of paper. Okay. Bar graph mainly we have to represent vertical bar graph and horizontal bar graph. Mainly we have to draw horizontal bar graph, but we have two types of representation of bar graph, that is vertical and horizontal. Mainly we have to follow the horizontal bar graph. Then what is the meaning of vertical and horizontal? Vertical means standing line and horizontal lines means sleeping line. So this is horizontal line and this is vertical line. Understand? Two types of lines in a bar graph, that is one is horizontal line and another one is vertical line. This horizontal line we can name as x-axis. X-axis. The horizontal line named as x-axis and the vertical line named as y-axis. Understand all of you? The horizontal line named as x-axis and the vertical line named as y-axis. These two axes, x-axis and y-axis, meet at one point, that is 0. That is 0. In a bar graph having two lines, that is x-axis and y-axis. So this is a line, but I can cut this also extended here and this also extended here. So that means this is a line and this is another one. This horizontal line is x-axis and this vertical line is y-axis. They meet at one point, that is O. So x-axis perpendicularly meet at y-axis, that is 0. This L shape. Okay. That is here the angle is 90 degree. So that is the correct way. So the horizontal line is x-axis and the vertical line is y-axis. All of you understand this section? Okay. Next. So here I can show you one bar graph. Here, what is the axis? Yes, y axis. Why I am writing red? It is clearly you have to read it. So you have to use the pencil to draw the bar graph. Okay. So this axis is y axis and here we can mention the x axis. So this line is horizontal line and this is vertical line. Next we have to study these two lines meet at one point, that is 0. In a bar graph, the rectangular blocks are representing the data. Rectangular boxes are representing the data. In a pictograph, we have to draw some picture to represent the data. Same way here, in a bar graph, we have to represent the data using the rectangular bars. It's a rectangular bars. So the rectangular bars starting to up to end, they are same width. Okay, here also the same width. Here also the same width. But these two bars separated equal width. So this is one column. Leave one column. After that we can draw the rectangular bars. After that leave one column. Then we can draw the rectangular bars and leave one column. After that we can draw the next rectangular bars. So the bars separated equal width. Okay. So the next procedure, what is the collection of informations? Here given that on the basis of that informations, we have to write the title here. Title. Here we have to write the title. Sometimes given the data on the basis of mark, sometimes favorite color, sometimes favorite films and purchasing details. So which information is given in your question, that on the basis of that information we have to find out a suitable title. First we have to write the title. Okay, first write the title. Before writing the title, you have to mention the x-axis and y-axis and 0 also, and then move to the next point, that is scale. What is the scale? Scale means in your informations there is a number, so many collections of informations given on the basis of the data, that numbers. Next, we want to find out the scale. How can we find out the scale? Listen carefully. So here the bar graph, this point is starting with a 0. And here what is the information is given? Which on which basis we have to collect the information. That means sometimes we have to collect the information on the basis of mark. Otherwise sometimes we have to collect the information on the basis of favorite films or favorite foods, anything. So that we will mention it in the x-axis. And number of surveys, that means number of people included in each details. So that we will be mentioned in the y-axis. How can we mention the numbers? So that is we have to mention first. That means scale. So here the data is sometimes given the table of 5, sometimes given the table of 10, sometimes no table is there, but we have to select it one table. Otherwise counting 10s, counting 2s, counting 3s, otherwise counting 100, counting 50 and counting 30, counting 25, counting 12, any more. So which we have to use more suitable, that counting numbers, we have to write it here. So here I can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is one type of scale. So here we have to mention 1 centimeter is equal to 1. That means 1 centimeter. This is 1 centimeter. So here the small 10 lines are there. So small 10 lines included 1 centimeter. Here mention the 1 centimeter 1. So scale we can choose 1 centimeter is equal to 1 student, or any information is given that we have to mention in here. In another option, here I can choose counting 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 up to going on. So here this is 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter, which measure is I can now take it 5. So here we can change 1 centimeter is equal to 5 students, or 5 any information that we have to mention in 5, that we will be mentioned in here. Okay, means here 5 means these 10 lines, these small 10 lines are in between each rows. So these small 10 lines we have to count it as 5. That means 2 lines we can count it as 1. 2 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 5. That means this is 10 lines. 10 divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 is equal to 2. So 2 lines you have to count it as 1 number. 2 lines we have to count it as 1 number. Okay. So these main darkened lines we have to use to write the counting by which numbers we have to select it, that will be mentioned in these darkened lines. Okay. So starting with a 0. So counting 5s we can write it here like this. Another one options I can show it here, that is counting 10s. So here 10, 20, starting with a 0. That is 0. This intersecting point, that is 0. So next darkened line we can write 10, next 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, 60 up to going on. What are the informations given, on the basis of we can write all the numbers. Here the 10 lines we can count it as 10. So the scale will be changed. 1 centimeter is equal to 10. So which information, that is students or number of fruits, that which what information is given, that will be we can write it here. So here 1 centimeter we can mention as 10. So each line, here the 10 lines are there. So each lines we have to count it as 1. So small lines we can count it as 1. Understand? So this is the way we have to represent the numbers on the y-axis. Then which counting number is we can take it here, that we will be mentioned in scale. So the first procedure, we have to draw the x-axis and y-axis. After that we have to put the 0 on the intersecting point. Okay. Then we have to write the title. After that we can write which scale is we have to choose in here. So on this scale we have to choose on the basis of given informations. Understand?
Now, let's look at the data chart of the flowers collected. We have already represented this data using a pictograph. Now, another way of representing this data is through a bar graph. Every bar graph has 1. A title, which tells us what the bar graph is about. 2. Both the side and the bottom of the graph have a label which tell us what kind of data is shown. 3. The scale tells us the number each block is equal to. Now, let's see how we can read this bar graph of the flower farm example. The title, Flowers Collected, tells us the bar graph is about the number of flowers collected. The labels give us the information that the data is about who collected the flowers and how many. The scale tells us how many flowers were collected. Hence, from the bar graph we can say Simi collected 5 flowers, Sanya collected 7 flowers, and Suzanne collected 4 flowers.
How to construct a bar graph? Step in construction of bar graph or column graph. On a graph, draw 2 lines perpendicular to each other intersecting at 0. That means we have to draw L shape, 90-degree angle. Okay. The horizontal line is x-axis and the vertical line is y-axis. Then, along the horizontal axis, choose the uniform width of bars and uniform gaps between the bars and write the names of the data items whose value are to be marked. What are the data are given that we will be mentioned on the horizontal axis, that is x-axis. Okay. Along the vertical axis, choose a suitable scale in order to determine the heights of the bars for the given values. Frequency is taken along the y-axis. Calculate the heights of the bars according to the scale chosen and draw the bars. Understand all of you? This is the construction steps of bar graph. Understand?
Data in the form of a vertical bar graph. Step 1. Write a title explaining what is being represented. Step 2. Draw the horizontal and the vertical axis. Step 3. Mark the scales on the vertical axis which represents the numerical data. Step 4. Mark the labels on the horizontal axis. The labels represent the objects, etc. Step 5. Draw columns of same width according to the data. Look, we have drawn a vertical bar graph.
Here I can show you one bar graph. Study the bar graph and answer the questions. Here the information is given on the basis of favorite fruits. Okay. On the basis of these informations, you have to find out the answers from the following questions. So the first question, how many kids like apple? That is, 4 students like apples. Which fruit did the most kids like? That you have to see the orange is the most kids like. Which fruits did the kids like least? That is banana. How many kids like banana? Yes, it is 2. How many kids like either pears or banana? That is 3 kids like pears and 2 kids like bananas. How many kids like either orange or apples? That is 6 kids like oranges and 4 kids like apples. These are the answers. Get it from the bar graph. So, it is very easily we have to find out the answers from the graph. Next class we have to learn how to draw a bar graph. So, move to the homework section. So, I can give you one bar graph. You can find out the answers from the given bar graph. So, all of you understand today's section. So, thank you and have a nice day.
Drawing bar graphs. Now we will learn how to draw the bar graph. Look at this table. This shows the data of the expenditure of the family with a monthly income of 20,000. Let us draw a bar graph of this data. For making the bar graph, we use the things given on horizontal axis and expenditure on vertical axis. Mark the things and the expenditure on both the axes. Here 1 means 1,000, 2 means 2,000. Now to represent our first thing, that is grocery, we have to make a bar of unit 4. Similarly, other things are represented leaving a gap of 1 unit in between 2 consecutive bars.
The first question. So, read the question and how to draw a bar graph. So, first I read the question. The table below show the number of students in 7 different classes is given below. Represent this data on the bar graph. So, using this data to represent the given information in a bar graph. So, here 7 different classes strength are given. So, how can we draw the bar graph? Let's see. This is your graph paper. So, first I draw x-axis and y-axis. So, listen carefully. First I wrote x-axis and y-axis. So, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. And then first we have to write the title. Students in 7 different classes. Okay. Then we have to write 0, that is origin. So, in x-axis we have to mention the class. Here we have to mention class and here we have to mention the number of students. Number of students. That is we have to mention in y-axis. Okay. Then which scale we have to choose on here. So here the numbers are given 130, 100, 125, 80, 90. So we can take count it, we can take counting by 10. How can we represent? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. 110, 120, 130. 130 is the highest number. So, the scale chosen we have to select it as 10. 1 scale is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to 10 students. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 students. Understand? So, here mention the numbers. So, counting by tens. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. So these are the numbers. So here where we have to write the numbers on the horizontal lines, in the middle we have to, this is the line, in the middle we have to write the numbers. Okay, so this is the line. 30 line is this, 40 line is this, 50 is this, 60 is this. Okay, next, so we have to completed the y-axis. Next we have to completed the x-axis. So the leave one column, after that we can draw the first. So this column we can represent first class. How many students are there? Yes, here how many students are there? Yes, 130 students. So where is 130? Here is 130, but we can place the scale like this. First standard class column is this. So place the scale here and then draw a line up to 130. Then here also we can draw. This is the limitations. That is 130 is height is like this. Okay. Then join this. So this column we have to represent the first class. The students number is 130. Then next leave one column. After that we can write the second. So in second how many students are there? In second how many students are there? 100. So where is 100? Yes, 100 line is this. So this is the last. Okay, then join so here starting from this to up to this, that is 100. Okay, and next we can take leave one column. After that we can write third class. So third, how many students are there? In third 125 students are there. So in here where is the 120? So 120 is here, but where is 125? So in between 120 and 30 there is a small line is there. So that is 125. Understand? So join from here to up to this. Okay, clear? Here we can take 0, 10, 20. So in between the middle the number is 5. Okay, this is 15, this is 25, this is 35, 45, going on. Okay, and next leave one column. After that we can write fourth. Okay, fourth, how many students are there? Yes, it is 80. So in fourth class where is 80? 80 is here. Then draw the rectangular bar. This column is represented by fourth class. Okay, and next leave one column. After that we can write fifth. Okay, then fifth, how many students are there? Yes, 90 students are there. So where is 90? 90 is here. So this is the way we have to represent the given data in a bar graph. Okay. So if you want to shade these columns, you can use crayons or pencils. Do like this. Otherwise, you can do your own way to decorate the shading. Okay. No need to do the sketch pen because it will be spreaded. Otherwise you can do like this. Okay. It's not compulsory. Drawing like this, there is no problem. So if you want to shade it or color it, you can do it. Okay. This is the way we have to represent the given data in a bar graph. First, we can draw the x-axis and y-axis. After that, we can mention the origin 0. Then, write the title and select the scale. Then, which details we have to mention in x-axis, that we will mention here. And the numbers we have to represent in the y-axis. On the basis of scale, we have to draw the each class strength here. Okay? All of you understand this section? Then, move to the question and answers. In which class has the least number of students? Here, the 5 classes are given. Which is the least number of students? Which class having the least number of students? That is 4th class. So here we can write fourth class. How many students in class 3rd? Class 3rd, how many students are there? Yes, 125 students. How many students in class 3rd? 125. Find the total number of students in class 2nd and 5th. So the total is equal to, in 2nd class 100, in 5th class 90. So total is equal to 190 students. So all of you understand this section and move to the next question. The second question, the number of bedsheet manufactured by a factory during 5 consecutive weeks is given below. Represent this data on the bar graph. So weeks, first week 600 bedsheets are manufactured and the second week 850 and the third week 700, fourth week 300 and fifth week 900 bedsheets are manufactured. So these details we want to represent on a bar graph. So first what we have to do? Yes, first we want to draw x-axis and y-axis. So here I can draw y-axis. Then draw x-axis. So here I can mention x-axis and then here I will mention y-axis and intersecting point, that is origin, that is 0. In x-axis what we have to mention? Yes, weeks. That is mentioned on x-axis. And in y-axis what we have to mention? Yes, number of bed sheets. Number of bed sheets that we have to mention in y-axis. Okay, then here we want to write the title. Okay. Manufactured by bed sheets. Okay. Then what is the next procedure? Yes, next we want to find out the scale. Here the numbers are, the highest number is 900. The smallest number is 300. So we can choose the scale. 100 is very suitable for that. So here 1 centimeter is equal to, I can take 100 bed sheets. Okay. Next, the counting by tens we have to represent here 100. So starting 0, 0, 100. What is the next? Yes, 200. Next 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, then 1000. Up to this is enough. So the highest number is 900. So up to 1000 is enough. So what is the next here? Next here we want to mention the x-axis, each columns. So the first week, F-I-R-S-T, first week, how many bed sheets are manufactured? How many bed sheets are manufactured? 600. So this is the column. First we want to leave the one column. After that we can draw the bars. So here in the first week we want to mention the 600 bed sheets. So then we want to draw the bars. This is rectangular bars. These bars you have to write the names bar, graph. And then next leave one column. After that we can write second week. Second week, how many bed sheets are manufactured? 850. So where is 800? Yes, here is 800, but 850 is in between 800 and 900. So middle. Why it is comes in middle? Yes, 0 to 100, in between this is 50. The 10 lines we can mention 100. So each lines we have to, these small lines is mentioned as 10. So the middle we want to write the 50. Here 50, 100, 150, 200, 250 up to going on this. So here we can mention 850. Then join this. Then after leave one column. After that we can write third week. Third week. How many bed sheets? 700. So where is 700? 700 is here. Then join. Okay. Then leave one column. After that fourth week. How many bed sheets manufactured? Yes, 300. Where is 300? 300 is here. Okay, then join. Then next fifth. After leaving one column, after that we can write fifth. Fifth week, how many bed sheets manufactured? 900. So where is 900? Yes, 900 is here. Then join. Okay, this is the bar graph representation of given data. All of you understand? Okay, today I can give you 2 homework also. That also you can do it in a graph paper. This total here 2 questions I will explain here, and again 2 questions I will give the homework. That total 4 questions you have to write it in a graph notebook. Okay. Here I given the homework question number 3, and next is fourth question. So these two questions you have to write it in your graph notebook. And thank you and have a nice day.